Well, hello craftinistas. I'm back with another tutorial. Now, I was on my computer and looking around and I saw this basket at this well-known store website, and I'm going to give you a peek of the store. And I saw that they were priced $88. It's a little bit more than I want to pay for a basket. I like the concept, but with a little tweaking, I could change it around to how I wanted to do it and the color that I wanted to. So I picked up one of these baskets from the Dollar Tree that was wide enough. I was looking at the wide one, not the tall one that was on the website. So I picked up one of the baskets and started looking at it. The first thing I decided to do to try to duplicate this was that I was going to need to trim the rim at the top. So I used those good snips that I have, and I started to go around this ring and snip off the top of it. Now it's going to make it a little bit less flimsy with it, but the ring is not going to go right with what we're going to do here. So yes, I saved that ring, and if I don't use it, after a while I'll toss it, but you never know. So once I got the ring off, then I started to look at reinforcing the bottom. So what I came up with was, first of all, I got this piece of fabric. You can see this is from last year. When you find remnants that are pieces that someone has cut, and you grab them. So I have a little stash of some remnants, and I finally got to use that piece right there. That was a really good bargain. And so I was in Lowe's with my husband picking up something. He was purchasing something, and I picked up this rope here. Now, I probably would have picked up some rope at the craft store and maybe got a different type of rope, but this was pretty thick rope that they had there, and I like the rustic glam look, so it looked a little rustic, and it's pretty thick, so I went on and picked that up at Lowe's. And since this was a big basket, a wide basket, I ended up having to get to, so I went back. Okay, so here I am tracing, uh, I traced the bottom of the basket because I wanted to reinforce it. And then this is the recycled piece of that Dollar Tree big uh, cork board, poster board. And I ended up cutting that in half and still saving the rest of it. If you haven't seen my Dollar Tree vanity mirror, that's what was left over from what I cut from that. And so once I traced that, I ended up cutting that, and then I just glued that down at the bottom because I wanted that more of a secure bottom. And so here's that remnant, that 88 cents remnant, and I had just enough. At the top, I was missing a little piece, but I had some lap over, and so I ended up cutting that over and gluing that down. So everything is nice and glued down, and I had just enough fabric to cover everything. So once I got that glue down, I just went in between the pieces and glued that down. I started to unravel and work. Like I said, this is thick rope, so it's sort of warped and has that rustic look, so you have to really twist it and work with it. So once I got that going, I just ended up putting a little glue, I'm a little out of frame right here, up at every little stop there, every gather in the frame of the basket, and then just worked my way around. In some pieces, I used the little glue protectors, hot glue protectors on my hands. Sometimes I get tired of using it. Okay, here I am finished. I'm sorry for the light in this piece. It was dark, and I didn't weave under the bottom like the other one because I didn't want to do the four. I just wanted two handles, one on each side instead of the four. So I just ended up doing a braid, and then I am covering a little piece of threaded in. I reinforced it with a little needle and thread, the handles, hot glued it on, and then I put the bling on top. Now I'm making a tassel. So what I did is I just took some yarn and went back and forth. I didn't want to do a color. I wanted to keep it, I didn't want to do a bright color. I wanted to keep it simple. So I just used some yarn. I thought about using some tassels that I had in some other projects that kind of matched that color, but I didn't. So here I'm taking it back and forth and winding it. Then I'm taking a piece of yarn and tying that ever so tightly. Now, once I have that in the middle of the two, then I cut another piece in a little bit below the part that I had. I'm just going to go ahead and tie a bow on that. Then I'm going to bring those two pieces down and cut all that at the bottom to make the tassel. Then once I do that, excuse me, all I'm going to do is spread that out, pull everything through, rake those out, spread that through, and then I have my tassel. So now to add a little beads, and that is my finished project. It's not exactly like the picture, but it was inspired by that, and I never would have came up with that without it. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe. You don't want to miss out on any of this crafty goodness, and you want to become a crafty nista. So hit that button. See you next time, crafty nistas.